Hello everyone, and welcome to another Weather Wednesday. My name is Elias Mullen here at the Space Foundation Discovery Center. Boy, has it been cold. What I would like to do is talk a little bit about the weather that you may have been experiencing where you live. Recently, we have had some record cold temperatures east of the Rocky Mountains. And what I'd like to do is point out behind me the satellite image for the last few days around the United States. So let's take a look at this, and if you look carefully, right here, you see this big gap right there, and it's kind of a light gray or light white. That is cold air. That cold air came all the way down from the Arctic. This one is called an Arctic air mass. And one of these days we'll teach you about the names of the different air masses. But for now, this Arctic air mass just means cold. And this air came straight down east of the Rocky Mountains and settled in over the Great Plains and Central States, leading to over 270 record low temperatures around cities east of the Rocky Mountains. And you can see that as it has come and started to leave here, it is just about off of the United States, just trailing over New England and the East Coast there, still experiencing some cold temperatures. Now, I've heard from a number of people, what is the weather like around the United States? What will the forecast be for the next few days? To do that, I'm going to bring up our special red and green map. This is a forecast model. Meteorologists use special forecast models to predict approximately what the weather is like. Now, meteorologists never get it totally right because this is just a computer's best guess of what's going to happen with the air masses. And here we see different colors representing the different temperatures. So greens and up at the top, blues are cold air, and reds and oranges are warmer air. Now these lines represent pressure boundaries. And what we look for is either ridges or troughs in these pressure lines. So for example, here in Colorado, you see this little trough right there? That is a system that has just kind of making its way through. We might experience a little bit of clouds today and tomorrow. But as we move through the rest of the week, looks like we might get some afternoon clouds over the next couple days. You see this little trough right there. Now it's not cold, so it doesn't mean that we're going to get snow. But we might get a little bit of cloud cover in the afternoon into the evening. And then we see a little bit of a drop right here on November 17th. So November 17th, we'll have another opportunity for some colder temperatures, maybe a few snowflakes, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a very strong system as it comes through on the 17th. And then we see ridges develop and move on. And for the most part, Colorado will be fairly nice, not a whole lot of clouds to speak of. But what I do notice is this system right here, and backing up to this system right here. So on the 14th, leading into the day there, and then another one coming in on the 22nd. The Midwest should see some colder temperatures and maybe some possible snowflakes there on the 22nd. And over on the East Coast, over here, the East Coast, let's take a look at what to expect over there. The cold air mass, you can see, look at that blue right there. That is the leftover of that cold air mass making its way off. And then what follows is another little cold air mass dropping down here on the 16th. You got some ridges in here on the 18th, so possibly cold temperatures with some sunny skies, 18th and 20th. And then another system making its way through on the 23rd. So some possible clouds on the 18th, 19th, and then some possible clouds on the 23rd. But it should be some cooler, sunnier weather on the East Coast. What about the West Coast? Let's take a look at the Pacific Northwest and California here. Over the last several days, it's been fairly nice over there, and it will continue to do so as this high-pressure system off the coast of California continues to push weather up and over California and southern Oregon there. So you see that ridge, again, that's what we're looking at. Those ridges tell me that it's going to be nice weather, that the clouds are going to avoid that area. And then some possible right around here, the 20th, especially eastern Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and definitely Montana, will be getting a cold air mass sliding through, giving you a little bit of snow on the 20th. So there you have your forecast, looking at the United States for the next week or so. No significant weather events going on as far as this model shows me. So now I want to talk a little bit about why has it been so cold and what is cold. Did you know that there is no such thing as cold? That's right. Cold does not exist because temperature is a measure of the heat energy that a molecule has. The more energy a molecule has, the more heat energy we describe or that we measure that molecule has. So gas molecules are moving faster. They have more energy. Gas molecules have more energy, are warmer than liquid molecules. Liquid molecules are moving faster than solid molecules, and therefore liquid molecules are warmer or have more heat energy. So now heat or cold is just the absence of heat energy. And we see that out in space. Did you know that the coldest temperature on Mercury, the coldest temperature you would experience, is about minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit? That is really, really cold. On Mars, its coldest temperature is minus 320. Now, I do have Mars here coming up. Why would Mercury, even though it's closer to the sun, have colder temperatures why would Mercury have colder temperatures, even though it's closer to the sun, than Mars? That's because Mars has a little bit of an atmosphere. Mars's atmosphere is about 1% the density of our Earth's atmosphere. That's not very much, but that's enough to hang on to that heat energy that molecules have. So let's take a look at Mars here. And here you can see, look at that. That looks like snow to me. Now, is that water? Is that frozen water? Scientists have actually landed something on one of the poles here of Mars, and they found out that that's not water ice. That is dry ice called carbon dioxide ice. And Mars goes through seasons just like the Earth does, and this frozen area comes and goes. And the carbon dioxide of the atmosphere cools and freezes at the poles right here. So we have really cold temperatures on Mars and Mercury. And then we have even colder temperatures on Neptune. Neptune, its cold temperature is about 390 degrees below zero. That's cold, minus 390 degrees on Neptune. Let's take a look. Let's see if I have a picture of Neptune here. There you go. It looks pretty cold. It's very blue. But is Neptune blue because it's cold? No, Neptune has methane in its atmosphere, and methane reflects blue-colored light. So that's why Neptune looks cold, but it's actually the methane in its atmosphere that is giving it its blue color. By the way, what's the coldest temperature ever recorded on the Earth? That would be minus 126 degrees at the Vostok Station in Antarctica. Minus 120 degrees. How would that feel? My goodness, that's cold. So next time you're walking down the street, just tell yourself, there is no such thing as cold. Just, where is all that heat energy? Thanks for joining me on today's Weather Wednesday. My name is Elias Mullen. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Leave us your comments. Tell us what the weather is like over where you live. Tell me if your city experienced some record low temperatures, and give us suggestions for what we should talk about for our future episodes on Weather Wednesday. Talk to you next time, and enjoy our cold weather.